Hey folks, I'm sure some of you remember this. This is the diesel heater that I started working on last year, and I never did get the exhaust finished until just yesterday actually. So anyway, I just real quick a reminder here for those that don't know. This, if I can get the camera around here, runs, obviously it uses diesel fuel, but it operates on 12 volts. Okay, so you could literally use a car battery. You know, you want something that's capable of at least 15 amps. You don't want anything that can't put out at least 15 amps. So anyway, 12 volts, so that's a plus. I actually, in the computer case down there, I actually have a power supply connected. Yeah, it's all dusty. I have a power supply connected in the computer case down there, so I can just plug it into regular AC and use it. That's how I've got it set up. Of course, I've got power portable battery banks, whatever you want. I hate calling them solar generators, but that's how I intend to operate it if need be. And once again, if I had to, I could operate it off of a 12 volt battery as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this camera on a tripod. I'm going to get the exhaust hooked up, and I'm going to show you how it works. Okay, and I'm going to do my best to show this to you, but this is the plate that I had made. It's just one of those, plates, expandable plates that you can put. They're made for dryer hoses. They're made for dryer vents, okay, to run a dryer vent out a window. So what I did is there was enough pieces that I had a blank piece that I could cut a hole in, and I could rivet a flange on it, to which I have this 3-foot piece of silicone flexible tubing, the orange stuff there, and then I have that connected to a even more heavy-duty silicone tube. This is actually made for turbo intercoolers for cars. So you have to make sure that you have something that can withstand the heat. So definitely I got this going well, and this is just a simple wash, folks. It is really just this quick and easy. You just stick this in there. I got to raise up my screen. You stick this in there like that. Undo the screw. Just like that. Pull the window down on top of it just like that. Okay? Really, really simple. Let me try to get the camera down here. Oh, hang on. Okay, and I know it's pretty dark down here, but I mean literally all I have to do is take and put this blue silicone pipe over top of that, okay? And I do have a clamp here that if I wanted to, I could open it up and tighten it down, but it's not going to leak. It fits on there tight enough that it's going to leak. Just make sure that there's not anything touching the floor or anything like that. I just kind of adjust it to make sure nothing's touching anywhere, because it does get hot. That's a fact. It will get hot. So anyway, let me grab the camera, bring it around front, and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, and simple enough. All I have to do is plug it in. I have a cord down here. And it is now plugged in. The screen has lit up. And it literally is as simple as pushing the power button. Now, I'm going to make sure I have it all the way at the lowest speed, because I'll tell you what, you will see this thing, it has to get up to its high speed, to its full speed to get good and warmed up, and then it will go to whatever you have it set at. So expect to see that. It's going to build up quite a bit of speed as it fires up, and it will get really, really warm. So I've even still got the back window open with the box fan in it, because I know how warm this thing gets. And it's really, really impressive. So I'm going to show you it run. Then I'm going to take you outside and show you what kind of noise that it makes outside. So we'll just let this fire up. Right now it's in the process. The glow plug is heating up. And once the glow plug reaches its maximum temperature, then the pump will kick in. And it will be noticeable by a little icon down here. The pump will kick in, and that's when it will actually start introducing flame into the system. We should be getting pretty close to that. They don't take really long to start up, and boy, are they are just amazing. Enjoy some of my coffee. There's the pump. You see the pump icon lit up. I already noticed just a little tiny increase in fan speed, which means that there is a flame starting, and I can start to hear it now. I've got the lapel mic on, so you won't be able to hear it real super clear. This thing does get kind of noisy, I will say that. When this thing is running full bore high speed, it is loud. I'll put the mic down there and you might be able to hear the combustion. As you can tell, it is slowly speeding up, and as it builds up the temperature in the combustion chamber, it will slowly speed up until it reaches its maximum output, and then, like I say, it will slow down at that point to whatever you have it set to run at. This is probably the ultimate solution when it comes to apartment dwellers for alternative heating solutions. In my opinion, I think this gives you the most bang for the buck, and probably going to be the most efficient of anything else we could come up with. It's still heating up. Like I said, it will get very noisy. It's still not at its high speed. But I think I'd rather have to deal with a noisy heater than I would freezing to death. Again, once it gets up to temperature and slows down to where I have it set at, it won't be very noisy at all. You can see the first red line light up on the indicator there. Here soon you'll see the second red line. And then it won't be too long after you see that second red line that this thing will be up to temperature, and you'll hear it slow down. You can see by the indicator on there, well, the second line, red line just came up. As you can see by the time there, it's only been on 4 minutes. It's not too bad. So there you go. Between 4 and 5 minutes it took to completely get fired up, running at temperature, and to adjust to whatever setting that you have chosen. Now, this particular model does have a remote that comes with it. And let me get the remote to come up. And it's in Celsius. I'll have to remember how to change that again. You can change it on here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this up to, I don't know, maybe we'll go up to about 2.5 maybe. And I'm doing it from the remote here. And, you know, every time, there we go, we're at 2.5. Every time you push a button, you know, it takes a little bit. Like I've got it at 2.5, now this is reading 2.5. So there's a delay in the time that you push the buttons, and it changes the number, and then it reports back that the numbers change. There's a pretty good delay in there. But anyway, so that's on, what did I turn it to, 2.5, I think I did. 2.5 is what I got it set on. So there's my voltage right now, 12.6 volts. Is what's coming in. You can't trust that altitude. There are no errors. It's been running for 6 minutes. This thing says it's 82 degrees in here. Of course, you know, that's not going to be the most accurate thing in the world. And like I say, I'm at 2.5 hertz. I run this in what they call manual mode or Hertz mode, which controls the Hertz is that pump. Every time that pump clicks, that's what this number is referencing. So if you want the heater to burn hotter and blow harder, you turn up the Hertz. If, you know, basically the higher the number, the higher the heater. So you can also put this in temperature mode, but the way that works is the heater doesn't completely shut down. What it does is it goes down to low when when the room's up to temperature, and then when the room cools off, it turns itself on to high and then heats the room up, and then it'll turn itself back down on low once the room's heated up. So it doesn't completely shut off in temperature mode, which is why I don't have it set to that. But so there you go. Now what I'm going to do is real quick like, I'm going to throw on my shoes and I'm going to grab the camera, and we're going to go out and we are going to take a look at what kind of noise it's putting out outside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this up to 3.1. I'm going to put it on 3.1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut that other window so you don't hear the heater coming through the window, you know what I mean? So let me shut that other window and I'll show you outside. Okay folks, and I've got the lapel mic on again, but I'm going to kind of hold it down closer. So you can tell outside there is very, very minimal noise outside. So let me go ahead and take you back inside and I'll show you the shutdown process. Alrighty, now I'm going to run it through the shutdown procedure real quick. And before I do that though, I'm going to go ahead and run this thing. You're normally supposed to kind of run it up to full speed and let it run 5-10 minutes or something like that. I'm just going to run it up to full speed, let it get to full speed, and I'm going to do the shutdown. So top I think is 5.5. I'm going to let it get built up to that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the power button and it will start saying off. And you can do all this from the remote as well. And you noticed it really calmed down. Now what's going to happen, the glow plug runs 2 times on these machines. They run to start them up, that should be a given. They also run when they go through their cool down process, because what it's doing right now is it's burning everything off of the glow plug and trying to make sure that everything, the glow plug, the screen that's right around the glow plug is everything's burned out and clean and ready for you to start up the next time. So that's what it does initially, is restart that glow plug to burn all that out of there. That's indicated by the icon up in here. Okay, so the pump, obviously it's no longer running because it's no longer introducing fuel because we're turning it off. So it's going to run the glow plug to make sure that it burns everything clean, and then in a moment here that glow plug will shut off and you will hear the fan speed pick up, and it's just at that point it's just going to cool down the heater. So should be here before too long, and that glow plug should be kicking off. So, and like I said, your fan speed will kick up a little bit, and you'll start going down in your temperature. And I'm not sure if it's when there's 1 or 2 yellows left, but it seems like when there's either 1 or 2 yellows left, what it will do is it will go ahead and shut off. So the glow plug, if you couldn't tell by the, you may not have been able to hear it through the lapel mic, but the fan speed did pick up, the glow plug shut off, and you will see, and you can't hardly tell because that light dims on it, but you will see these lines start to go out. The red lines will go out, and then the yellow. But it needs to go down through this cool down process. It is not good to just unplug one or what have you, disconnect it, because what happens is if you don't get a chance for that blower to cool stuff down, you could, it's not a guarantee, but you could destroy the main board that's inside the heater, because it's right there. It's right there, and normally, normal working condition, it doesn't get too hot. But if this thing were to be up to temperature and then just lose power, and there would be no fan blowing air to cool things down or anything like that, you can cook that board. It is possible, and people have done it. So just keep that in mind. We've already cooled enough that we've lost one of the red bars. Here soon we'll probably be losing yet another red bar. And then I think it might be when the second yellow one goes out. It might be then that the fan just shuts off and it's cool enough to go. Now it'd be a little bit before I can go mess with those hoses or anything like that, because those silicone hoses, especially that blue one, is going to retain heat for some time. So, but that's pretty much the long and the short of it. I don't really know what else to say on it to make up time while it continues to cool down and shut off. I wanted you to see the whole process. Again, I think this is the answer for apartment dwellers when it comes to backup heat, because obviously most of us can't just go putting a fireplace or a wood stove in, and we have to come up with something that we don't really have to manipulate anything in the home or anything like that, or the apartment, because of course being renters. So this is my solution, and I think it's a worthy one, and I think it is one that would help a lot of you as well. So I don't know everything about them, but if you got any questions, please ask away, and I'll see if I can answer them. I can also put you in the direction of those that I know can answer those questions. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you gained something from this, and we'll see you soon. Shalom.